Oh, what? That's right, guys. For the first time in like 23 years, .45 replica scale lightsabers are going to be available from Korbanth Sabers. How do all the parts feel? How much do they cost? Are they really replica grade? And what separates these from the master replicas that were on sale back in 2002? I'm going to answer all those questions and more. So come hang out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for checking out my channel. I appreciate it. This is Finding the Force, where I like to share my love of Star Wars through all the treasures and weapons of the Jedi and Sith. And I've never done a super fun, unique video like this before, reviewing and showing you guys the now available .45 scale lightsaber replicas from Korbanth Sabers. And if you're new to the Saber community, welcome. Maybe you've never heard of Korbanth. They're one of the first companies ever in the US to be selling screen-accurate metal replica quality lightsabers. In this video, I'm going to be going over all of these 14 .45 scale replica lightsabers and your different options for stands. I'm going to be honest, you guys, I'm super surprised with how detailed these .45 scale replicas are. I actually have never owned any of the master replicas sabers because the price is so overinflated when you buy off of eBay and websites like that, and because they're 20-something years old, so they're really a hot collectible. Here you have maybe even higher quality collectibles at a lower price, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. So why .45 scale replica lightsabers, you might be wondering? Well, I think that's what separates Randy, the owner of Korbanth, from a lot of other saber companies, is that this is really like a passion project of his, which I totally respect. That this entire row of sabers, I believe from here to here, replica scale sabers that were not made, had not been created yet when Master Replicas was doing their run of replica sabers. So he wanted to have these made, added to his personal collection, which I totally respect, that he is a true blue Star Wars fan. Oh boy, where do I start? So the biggest difference that I should tell you guys now before I really get into the close-ups is that the Master Replicas .45 scale sabers were actually die-casted, whereas these were all machined aluminum, which is going to be a higher grade and higher quality, might even have a bit more detail than the Master Replica sabers. So really important to note that before we get started. Another awesome detail before I start doing close-ups of all of them is that every saber, if you were to purchase one, comes with a custom stand. So this one, for example, has a deeper groove on the left side compared to the right side, which has a thinner neck, which displays the saber perfectly nice and flat, which gives it a very appealing appearance when you have it on display. If you buy 3 sabers, you will have the option for a 3-saber stand that will come with your purchase. For an additional $10, you can purchase a plaque that says either Korbanth on one side or has the name of the lightsaber that you purchased on the other side with a white strip to have your favorite actor autograph it. Now, I believe these stands were created by a company called Shadowfoil, who also made, boom, this epic light-up stand. This one has a plaque on the front that says Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn, so I have their sabers on display. And this deluxe light-up stand actually comes with 3 different options if you want to display 1, 2, or 3 different lightsabers. So on Korbanth.com, these mini sabers are going for $139 each, but if you buy 3 or more, they become only $99. Use my discount code FINDTHEFORCE for an added discount, which also works on all of their empty and installed screen-accurate Neopixel sabers. Okay, now we got the stands out of the way. Let's dig in. Let's start with a fan favorite, Anakin Skywalker. Boom, also known as the Youngling Slayer 3000. Anakin Skywalker's beautiful Revenge of the Sith lightsaber. I'm going to try to keep the glare off the sabers for you guys. This one has the beautiful chrome finish, the signature bronze color buttons on either side, pins, all the details are there. There's even a slight rough texture here to the band around the activation box. And I'm really surprised that all the major components have a different texture. They really built a miniature lightsaber. So these grips have like a rubber feel to them, and they even matched the screen accurate blade plug. It looks perfect. Next is Obi-Wan Kenobi's Episode 3 lightsaber with the signature, bronze upper neck, gold lower neck, buttons, all the details. I love I can even feel the different textures and the grooves in the upper grip, activation box. You can even feel, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. You can actually feel the grooves in the design of the card. The card on the activation box is textured. The pommel is smooth and shiny, perfect placement for the CoverTech belt clip, and even the tiny vented holes in the upper emitter. They nailed the Obi-Wan Episode 3. The Skywalker Return of the Jedi saber. This is the proper configuration since the glass eye has been replaced with the red button, same as the opposite side here. Very intricately detailed clamp card. Even has the striations in the Graflex clamp going around the saber. Every detail is there. This is so crazy. Even the tiny little vented holes in the clamp card. This is actually, believe it or not, a button. I can't believe they added that detail. Perfect blade plug, which matches the saber. And just like the Empire Strikes Back design, has these rivets in the bottom of the grip. Classic D-ring down below. All the details are there, 0.45 scale. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know this is probably my favorite lightsaber of all time, Luke Skywalker's Return of the Jedi. First thing I notice is that the grip is not like overly sharpened for the lines of the grip. The neck is the perfect color copper, exact shaped design of the cupped emitter that everybody loves. Unlike Disney, they actually got the correct color buttons in the right place. Gear-shaped pommel with the nice flat cap, which we do see in the film, and we can't forget the tri-ring detail. I can actually feel the grooves in the clamp card for the activation box, and this is a sweet saber that I can now hold in the palm of my hand. If you're a prequels fan, we have the Qui-Gon Jinn saber, classic red button. This one does not press, it's not spring-loaded. Perfectly carved ridges in the grip you can see there. Smooth metal shroud for the outer casing. Perfectly shaped neck up to the flat emitter cap there. Again, perfectly shaped pommel, and we can't forget the CoverTech belt clip, not to mention the even gaps in the backside of the shroud. All of its glory, the Qui-Gon Jinn saber, 0.45 scale. Oh my gosh. Beautiful Obi-Wan Kenobi Padawan lightsaber. Wow. Completely chromed out, looks gorgeous. Smooth finish to the black grip. All the details are there with the gears and the black pommel, especially the very unique signature shape to it. CoverTech belt clip on the back, but beautifully chromed. And of course, you have to love the red button and the little golden switch up at the top as well. No detail was overlooked. Every pillar on the upper emitter here has a little window. Wow, it really is a window. I can't believe that. There you go, trying to hold it at an angle where I'm not getting too much glare. And the flat and signature shape to the emitter cap for the Obi-Wan saber. Wow, having these on display would look so cool, and I can't believe I'm holding a perfect replica between my fingers. To get the whole thing in the picture here, next we have the Darth Maul with the rubber rings that go along with really cool detail, makes the saber stand out. All the buttons look amazing in the proper place. There we go. Even the small little greeblies, every ridge, every little detail was noticed when reproducing this saber, especially near the emitter. There we go. There's the emitter and how cool the greeblies and the buttons look. The rubber rings are a perfect touch and has the one belt clip on one side, just like you'll see Darth Maul wearing in the movie or especially at the Disney parks. Darth Maul's double saber, this one does not detach in the middle, but looks very clean and menacing. Wink, wink. All right, this one I still cannot believe I'm holding a tiny, a 0.45 scale replica version of Mace Windu's lightsaber. The first thing that jumps out at me are these grips. They're not overly spongy. They're very firm and soft, and they look perfectly placed. No dings, no marks or scratches. The gold rings and maybe the detail on the rubber of the back of the saber might have caught your eye. That I cannot believe they managed to put every crack and detail into this saber. Beautiful gold, let's see, accent buttons up here near the activation area. There's tons of detail down below at the pommel of the saber. Of course, your CoverTech belt clip, the beautiful gold rings wrapping around the saber. Oh my gosh, even the pommel cap has the golden bars at the very bottom. Wow, super, super impressed with all the detail. And this is what the emitter looks like right at the top there. You can even see the tiny little vented holes, which often let in light from the pixel versions of the saber. There we go, right there. There's a different angle of the Mace Windu, but tons of detail in this saber. Can't believe it. And I think this is the last of all the sabers that have been made by Master Replicas. Let's check out the newest versions made by Korbanth. Boom! This is the Kenobi series 0.45 scale replica. You can tell the darker weathered appearance of the emitter cup, the classic copper upper neck, golden lower neck. All the details are the same on the grip. Let me know down in the comments if the activation box has any changes between episode 3 and the Kenobi series. I don't think so, but I actually can feel the tiny details in the ridges of the clamp card here. The one button up at the top is a beautiful bronze color, and I can feel the gear edges on the lower button of the completely chromed out cuff to the saber, the lower booster section, and of course the classic pommel. So very cool to have a weathered, a slightly more aged version of Kenobi's lightsaber. Next is a character not from the films, but actually from the video game. Starkiller Episode 2, leather-wrapped lightsaber 0.45 replica. Oh my gosh. Clean blade plug up at the top. Wait, there we go. There's that. Perfect machining of the angle of the shrouded emitter. Classic red button here above the very sculpted activation button and clamp. And of course, the biggest wow factor is that this was hand wrapped with a leather type material. Feels great, very accurate, and this beautiful gear shaped pommel down at the bottom with some gold accents. There we go. I haven't actually had the pleasure of reviewing this saber, wink wink, subliminal message out there to Korbanth, but very beautiful and unique, chunky and tough looking pommel down at the bottom. Next, one of the most beautiful sabers in the entire galaxy belonging to Princess Leia. I actually just reviewed this Neopixel saber recently, but this also nails the perfect rose goldy / bronze hue color to her lightsaber. Feels phenomenal. You can even see, if I angle it just right, the beautiful pearl inlays in the grip. I didn't know you could do such fine work like this. But all the edges of the metal, nothing feels sharp. I've felt a few sabers that have that feeling to them. Don't like it, not a fan. None of the edges feel over machined or sharp. That's a really big factor that I wanted to point out. Beautiful screen accurate blade plug with the clear emitter window. Such a lovely yet powerful saber with the thin neck and the focusing ring up near the emitter. Very beautiful shape to that. And of course, the classic button right here is not actually a button, but nailed the detail and the proper proportions for her saber. Even down here to the pommel cap with the D-ring, which is nice and rigid, not flopping and tapping the saber. Next, 0.45 scale replica lightsaber that has never been made is the DV3, Darth Vader's stunt lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. And again, no detail has been left overlooked. Perfect kind of rod coming out for a blade plug for the saber. A lot of detail on the back up near the emitter. There we go with the D-ring, the metal knob, and some of the black greebly action here. Take a look at those screws. Gonna try and keep the glare off. There we go, all around the upper half of the saber. This component here, I do believe, screws and unscrews, which is usually how, in some models, that's how you tighten and fix the blade in the saber. You can also see the detail and the plastic kind of buttons that sometimes also activate the saber in some models of this lightsaber for the activation box. And just like all the other Graflex lightsabers, that has this really neat, strong T-track strips, miniature ones, do not feel like they're going to move at all. They feel super sturdy, and notice that they are perfectly aligned, just like so. And of course, we can't forget the classic D-ring belt clip with a very specific detail. Those two kind of bolts at the bottom for this mechanism to hold the D-ring are classic to the DV3. It's the Cal Kestis! Ah! I cannot believe I'm holding this. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. One of the designs that, of course, has never been made by master replicas. The perfect angled shrouds with not a chrome finish. There we go. Beautiful. The larger button up here near the emitter. It's very tiny detail. There are some details in that tiny gearbox. Copper in the neck, hiding underneath the shrouds on the neck of the lightsaber. The black windows up here near the top, and even these boxes. Now these do have a little bit of a sharp edge to them, but so do the replica sabers, which I've reviewed on the channel as well. So they're true to the design. You can feel every little ridge has been perfectly machined, and the grip feels fantastic, not too sharp, but also not too dull. It feels accurate for the saber, the way the grip feels. And the pommel is shaped and layered with a strong ring belt clip down here at the bottom. Bam. And lastly, this has become my favorite Darth Vader lightsaber, the mythical DV3 this is the lightsaber that George Lucas had picked out himself for Anakin to wield in footage that I don't believe made it into Revenge of the Sith. Beautiful kind of bronze buttons up here near the emitter. The emitter otherwise is kind of reversed with this really interesting kind of chrome box detail greebly up near the top. Oh my gosh, they included all the details here if I can get just the right light of greeblies on the front. Beautiful design on the activation clamp card here. Silver detail, which is also on his saber. Oh, let's look down the saber for that screen accurate blade plug. Nice and chrome. Love that detail. CoverTech belt clip, and also strong T-track rubber grips. There we go. To the Vader saber, and this particular saber does have a very unique pommel. Lots of rings and ridges sculpted at the bottom. Beautiful Darth Vader design. Boom! That's it. Whole set of 0.45 scale replica lightsabers. Before you do anything else, leave a comment down below, guys. Tell me which one was your favorite out of the set of 14 different replica lightsabers. Man, I don't know which one I'd have to pick. I think, of course, I have to pick my favorite, the Luke Skywalker, but I am totally impressed. I had no idea what to expect when I said I would review these and check them out, but surprisingly cool. Love the phenomenal detail. I was not expecting that at all. Usually when you buy something at a miniature version, like a lot of detail is kind of sacrificed, which is not the occasion with these products. And of course, guys, I can't forget to mention the discount code from the owner of Korbanth that for all of my viewers, and I went ahead and made it easier for you guys, and I included a link down in the description to bring you right to these scale lightsabers. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching to the end of my video. I really appreciate you. You guys make sure to take care, be safe, and have an awesome Star Wars day. Dude, look at that. So cool.